I remember many occasions at many of my performance venues in which patrons were either in a short supply or altogether unengaged. Each song's conclusion would bring crickets rather than claps, but it was rare that any show stayed that way because my parents were there nearly every time. I remember watching my dad shuffle in behind his walker and shooting me his trademark salute before taking a seat. Sometimes I think he entertained the patrons more than I did. I remember how he'd look in awe at each melody and clap with zeal, no matter the reactions of others. I can recall some of the various venue staff making remarks about how Dad must have been my biggest fan. Regrettably, in times of discouragement, I can recall thinking, yeah, but it's just my dad. I didn't mean to neglect the precious gift of a father's support. My mind was rather on my dwindling business. I mean, if my dad's the only one clapping, then the other patrons aren't being entertained. And if they aren't being entertained, then I'm not doing my job. The reality was that my dad, who did amazing things that I'll never do nor understand, still sat there night after night amazed by my craft. He had much to be proud of. An illustrious military career with some of the highest awards for valor, a tremendous education, and a brilliance for engineering that was evidenced in everything he did following the service. Yet it wasn't these things that he boasted of. Rather, he loved talking about my gifting and character, exaggerated as it admittedly sometimes was. He spent little time talking about his military exploits in Vietnam or his many stints as a project manager. Rather, he spoke of his three precious girls and the experiences they had in Thailand during his deployments. His boast was rarely, if ever, in himself. Yes, he was just my dad. It was just my dad cheering me on as I ran countless laps around the practice field, trying to make way in for Little League football. It was just Dad wanting to listen to me play guitar when I was still a struggling novice. It was just Dad cheering the loudest at every milestone. I am grateful that the Lord brought me to this understanding in the latter years of his life, and I pray that everyone has just such an authentic encourager and that they see it for the blessing it is. Both of my parents have always been there for me, even in the times I least deserved it. The legacy of my father still echoes as I still see him sitting before me every time I prepare to perform, and I still hear him every time a challenge seems too great. I am grateful for the dad God gave me for 32 years, and for the fact that I had the opportunity to let him know that he was more than just dad.